even over the shadow. You can start to see the chrome yellow start to happen as you spray this color. It'll get more and more layers, so it starts to go more chrome looking, chrome yellow. That's what I'm calling it. It's a mixture you make from just matching the color in the reference picture. You can already see it's starting to go there. So I'm working from light to dark. Createx paints, obviously, here that I always use. And let's go over this way. Opaque paint will cover the pencil lines very easily. Okay, this color is blotchy right now, and that's how a transparent paint could behave. Got to be very careful with transparents, which I will be using. And this will not be. This will be very smooth, but the first couple passes. So let's just work up in the top here. I'm going to spray heavier at the top so you can kind of see the color change over. Let me just attack the photograph for a second. Just do this. Okay. Now the pencil line's starting to go away. That means its coverage is 100% at that point. And then the color is the color that I tested, so it would be correct then, as far as I can still see some areas, like right in the middle. You just got to keep spraying it in and build up the exact match. Hopefully the exact match, right? Takes a lot of time. Let's go up, peek at this for a minute. Okay. It looks very dark, you know, but the lighter color is this color, so I gotta just hang in there and wait till the shadows go on. Okay. So we're going to come back in here, second coat it again. Those pencil lines are disappearing. I'm going to try to leave a smidge of a mark here and there just to see it, because the shadow will cover it anyway. It's nice and smooth. It's got itself being an even color, you know, all across the lid, the front lid there. Okay. Let's call it what it is. It's a hood. Okay, so again, the mirror. See how it's like yellow now? That's the same color, but because I'm spraying it in passes, it's gonna build up to be, let's just do the edge of the mirror. You can see that chrome orange there, yellowish. Okay, so I'm just gonna believe it and put it in. What I mean by that is basically trust that I mixed the right color, and in this style, you have to work from the light to the dark, and you're going to get faked out by this yellow. You're going to get faked out by the white of the board. There's a lot of things that can make it look wrong. And I'm hoping that I am going to do this the correct way. There's the pencil line still. I can still see it a little bit. All right, so I'm pretty much going to go with that. And take off this. That's the same color there, so I'm going to be all right with that. Black line's been put in. Yeah, I can remove, because of the tape making that mark, I can remove that little overspray that has that mark on there, because there is a lighter area of the hood and then there's a shadow. So I'm just going to move that right off the board there with the clay board. The painting's a 5x7-inch painting on ampersand clay board. Okay, so let's go with this. There's a little gap there because the blue tape, the fine line tape, is not the same thickness as the black line that is the hood line where it opens up. So what I'm doing is I'm just kind of taking the Windex and on the Q-tip and erasing out that paint. This is as smooth as when the board's new, and that should be good. Now I can take this tape off by removing that. It's probably going to be a fatter line, but it's good for a guideline right now. I even have a little here that I see that it missed a bit. So I will decide if I'm going to bring the line up to that, or there's a little white gap. It's not a big deal though. Okay, let's get this color in. Put it where it's supposed to go and then move on. So I have to come through here. I definitely need, there's my mark on there. That would be with a fine, a Stabilo pencil. Probably goes to about, well, it goes all the way down from there. So there's my pencil line still. I can see a bit of it just to find out where my shadow is. And here it goes. I could kind of protect that the way I just did, just so it doesn't get too oversprayed on. Just walking it, bending it, and shaping it to the black line. That should be good. Okay. Let's get this in there. Look at that yellow there. It's very yellowy. Same color. So before, I painted this one other time, this same car, and I mixed the color that goes right here as an opaque color, and I'm doing it differently this time. I made it transparent because as I put the opaque in, I put it right in on the white of the board. I didn't even spray this color into this area, and that was because I wanted to basically match my color. And once I started to spray that opaque color in flat out, really and truly the shadow's hitting on top of this yellow, right? So I want that yellow under my shadow color, and I want to control the shadow with a transparent as opposed to how I did the last time. So right now, that's how I'm going about it. Okay. It's just a little highlight area that is on the edge of where the turns are on this going in and then down. There's this little highlight there. I even have it cut too fat, but that's all right. It's just going to be shadowed back over. I'll put some here. Air dry it a little bit. One more time. So I'm down to the very bottom of my mixture, and that gets to be annoying because you're testing and you lose a lot of the color to testing, but I'm waking up a little bit of what's at the bottom just to spray that in. And now I'll be just using that right on that side. I got to have a little bit left. Let's see a little color in here change right there. There we go. Okay. Time to take this off. Air dry it first. So it's got a little bit of fog on it from spray. And I just kind of hit that right there. I don't care if I cover the line a little bit. I want to just still see it. Some things I figure out as you go, you know. It's like Steve Leahy or a pinstriper guy. Somebody has very steady hands, can pull that line later with a paintbrush. As I'm getting older, I shouldn't even use age as an excuse. It's just harder for me because I basically will be tremoring a little bit there. That's just, hope that's cut open, I'm not sure. All right, so let's get this off here. That's just, you know, the way I have to work around what's going on with me and how I can execute things. There's people out there I've seen spray beautiful cars, no frisket, nothing. I mean, and small, and they go in and they do everything freehand. This one guy in particular, do not have his name right in the top of my head, so I cannot say, you know, correctly who the person is, but I was amazed watching. I follow him on Instagram, and if I can find him, I can bring the name up another time or put a link in. But right now, I don't remember his name. But I'm telling you, it was incredible just what the man could do. Okay, because I thinned it, it's getting a little watery there. So I'm going to just air dry that. And just let that be for a bit. Okay, so still an opaque color, so it should fix that area. But I'm running low on the color, very low. it's out. That's why it's too watery. Put distilled water in it, air dry it again, and I'm hoping for the best here. There it goes. Now you can't do that with transparency. If you make a hole in an area, you blow a thin area open, you can't catch up with it because it's transparent. It will just get darker on each side of it. This will cover. Even though it's a little watery, I still see a little problem there, but I'm going to just, again, air dry it. And see if I can get one more shot of this liquidy paint. I could bring it out to the edge just as a, there's a shadow there. So there we go. So we can still see my line. I'm going to just cover that white area right there. I can still see my line. I still see where to spray my shadow color. And that's what I'm going to do now after I get just a little more of this. Okay, that's the end of that color. Pretty much, yeah. Any more? You could put transparent base in there and help a weaker color have a little more thicker viscosity because it's transparent base. It adds to your color, your mixture there, and therefore gives it a little more body. But okay, so we got that, and I right now am gonna go after. This should be interesting because I'm doing it, differently than the first time with the transparent. So let me get my color that I need. Let's see. All right. So that's my color. And now I'm going to go for this transparent mixture. No, I don't want to do that yet. I'm sorry. I want to go for the shadow on the hood. That would be next. Instead of getting the airbrush, dirtier and dirtier with darker colors, I'll just work from the chrome yellow to the orangey color to the brown in an order like that. Okay. All right, so we'll flush this out a little bit. Okay. And I am going to just check this to see if I need to stir it up a bit. Because it sits and just kind of made very little amounts here, but this one I don't need a lot of color for that shadow. Testing on the bottom down here just to see where I'm at. All right, so I'm going to take a shield here. I do believe I should use the shield. Let me see. I think I'll take the big shield, and that's what it's called, the big shield. I'm not sure. I got to see. One thing I don't like about it is it's so thick. It's a very thick shield. So somewhere in there, I've got to find the curve. First thing I'm going to do is pin it down and see if it's really the shape I want. It is, but because it's so thick, but I do want to kind of let it float. That means not let it be pinned to the surface. So let me just do that a little bit. I'll make a pass. Let me see, is that right? That curve right there to there. There, I think that might be better. Float it off. See if I can start it. Now I can kind of go for it. All right, now I think I can start to go into the darker color. All right. Transparent. All right. So let's see. We've kind of got a little area here. I'm going to preserve that yellow a little right about there. I should have made it a little wider, but all right, so let me just work this out here with a smaller shield. Wait a minute, this little area is flipping up on me. It's a bit straighter, so I need a straighter area there. That's going to get real dark. Less air pressure. So right around here, this is transparent, so I'm just, sketching it in. It's going to get darker, and that's where I have to control that part. By spraying just the right touch,